Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and today I'm going to be going over 10 underrated Animal Crossing villages. Now, as you guys may know from some of my previous videos, I don't necessarily like the word overrated and underrated when it comes to Animal Crossing, but I just thought it'd be fun to go over some of the villages that don't get as much love as I think they should. Of course, this list is entirely subjective, and I'm sure you guys will disagree with some of my picks, agree with some of the others. I'm just going over some of the villages that I personally think are really cool, but don't get as much love in the public eye as perhaps they should. So let's get straight into this. First of all, at number 10 we have Boone, and I don't really like the gorilla villages, I'll be honest. I think most of them have quite unfavorable designs, at least in my opinion, but Boone has a really cool and unique one. I just think he stands out amongst the crowd. I'm a big fan of how he looks. I don't know, that's pretty much it when it comes to Boone. I'm not a huge fan of the character in general, but I do think he has a really nice design, and you don't tend to see him on many people's lists. In at number 9, we have Big Top, and Big Top is one of the superhero villages, but he doesn't really get half or even a quarter of the amount of love that a character like Kid Cat does. Big Top is one of the elephants, and I think in general a lot of the elephants are actually quite underrated, but Big Top is one of those that has such a neat design. You know, he's a superhero, he's wearing like a full-on costume, yet he doesn't really get too much love. He kind of reminds me of the character Dizzy, just wearing a superhero outfit, which is kind of funny. I'd love to see what he looks like without the superhero outfit. I just think he's a pretty cool character, and yeah, like I said with Boone, you don't tend to see him on many people's top villager lists or dreamy lists, so I definitely think he's deserving of that because he's a pretty neat character. In at number 8, we have Bruce. Bruce is one of the deer villages, and the deer villages are all really popular in my opinion. There may be a few like Deirdre or Fuchsia who aren't quite as popular as the others, but even those two tend to be put on people's lists a lot more and tend to be favored by people a lot more. But I never really see anyone talk about Bruce. I don't really see any love for Bruce. I mean, I think he has such a great design. He's a very cool looking character. Of course, he's a cranky deer and he does look it, but yet you don't see much love for the guy, which I think is such a shame. You'd never see him get as much love as, say, a character like Fauna or Diana. But, you know, Bruce is definitely deserving of that love. He has to compete with characters like Bo, so it's a bit of a stiff competition, but, you know, I'm a big fan of Bruce. I used to have him in my Animal Crossing New Leaf Town way back in the day, and I don't know, I just want to see more love for the guy. I think he's just a great character, and definitely one I wouldn't mind having on my island. In at number 7 we have Daisy. Like the deers, a lot of the dog characters are really popular. I mean, you have ones like Lucky who are just so popular, and of course Goldie. But like Goldie, we have Daisy, who is a normal dog villager, and she's not really appreciated half as much as Goldie is. But she's so cute, she looks like such a kind and friendly dog. She is, of course, a Labrador, at least I'm kind of assuming she is. She might be something else, but I think she looks more like a Labrador to me, pretty much like Goldie is. And I don't know, I just think it's such a shame that she doesn't see much love compared to characters like Goldie, which is kind of understandable because they have the same personality and their designs are very similar, so I think people prefer Goldie in general. But, you know, Daisy's a good character, and I do think she's very cute, so I had to put her on this list. In at number 6 we have Gaston, and he is a grumpy bunny. His design is perhaps not to the liking of a lot of people. He's not very cute, but I think that's cool. You know, I really like his moustache. It's great to see characters with moustache, and his big scowl is just so perfect for a cranky character. I love his design. He has to compete with the likes of characters like Bunny, who are just insanely popular, so it makes sense that Gaston doesn't get as much love as characters like that. But no, I think he's pretty cool. Though as a critique for him, I will say I really don't like the outfit they gave him for Animal Crossing New Horizons. That does not suit him at all. I don't really know what they were thinking with that, but that's how he looks now, so that's just kind of what we have to deal with. But yeah, I do really enjoy this character, and I think he's one of the good ones. I think a lot of the rabbits are actually really cool, even if some of them aren't as popular. In at number 5, we have Hans. And Hans is a smug gorilla villager. Like I said, I don't typically like the gorilla villagers, but I think this one is so cool. Of course, he is based on the Yeti, an abominable snowman, which is a great concept. I love characters who are based on a specific thing. Like we have Flora the flamingo, even though she's really an ostrich, you know, they've kind of disguised the character, which I love it when they do that. The more kind of gimmicky characters is what I'm trying to say. And Hans is definitely one of those, yet his gimmick doesn't really earn him as much love as characters like Flora or Ribbot, who are really popular, which is a shame, because, you know, maybe he's a gorilla, which makes him a bit less unpopular, but, you know, I do really enjoy his design. I love the blue on him compared to the white. I just think he, no pun intended here, is a pretty cool character, so yeah. Don't know if I'd want him living on my island though, because he might scare the other villagers. I just gotta be honest with you guys there. Next we have Kabuki. The cat characters, as you guys know, are insanely popular. I mean, how can a character like Kabuki compete with someone like Raymond or Bob? He can't, and that's what makes him kind of an underrated pick in terms of the cats. I don't really see him on many people's lists, so I know some people who are maybe making sort of Japanese themed islands would perhaps want him living there, which is definitely good, and he would fit that sort of theme very well. He just has a bit of a crazy design, of course, because he is a Kabuki, so perhaps people aren't as used to that kind of design, but I think that's what makes him so cool. He really does stand out amongst the rest of the cats. When you have cats who have a sort of more traditional cat-like design, like Kiki, it's really cool to see characters like Kabuki who have this unique and outlandish design, which just makes him such a wonderful character, and he's definitely one of the staples of Animal Crossing in my opinion. He's been there for a very, very long time. In number 3, we have Phoebe the Uchi Ostrich. Not many of the Ostrich characters are very popular aside from Flora, like I mentioned earlier, but I definitely think that Phoebe is a good one. I'll be honest, I don't like many of the Uchi or sisterly villagers. I think their designs are pretty meh overall. But we have Phoebe Hachi has one of the good designs. She's like a phoenix, which again makes her a bit of a gimmicky character, and I love those gimmicky characters, I can't lie to you guys. She has her iconic flame shirt. I don't know if they kept that in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I hope they did. This is a picture of her new Leaf outfit, so I don't really remember what she looks like in New Horizons. But yeah, I definitely think that Phoebe is a great character. She's one of the really great sisterly ones. And you can't really beat a phoenix, come on, let's be honest, that's a really cool gimmick to have. If you can be anything, being a phoenix is probably one of the great things to be. Next, we have Tucker at number 2, and Tucker is a woolly mammoth. Do I really need to say more than that? Now, I've actually seen Tucker gain more popularity in recent times since people have kind of noticed him in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but he's still quite an underrated character like a lot of the elephants are. How can this be when Tucker is so dang cool? He's a woolly mammoth, which is a great design idea, and again, I hate to use the word again, but he is a gimmicky character, which I think is a good thing, by the way. I'm not using gimmicky as a negative term here. I actually think he's a really, really neat character. I could definitely see a character like Tucker living by the museum or something like that. That'd be very fitting. Which is kind of funny because you actually can get a woolly mammoth skeleton to put in your museum. So the fact that you can do that, yet you can have Tucker living in your town or island is just kind of hilarious to me. And he's also wearing like a caveman kind of outfit, which is just very funny. But yeah, I enjoy this character a lot. I think he really has a great design. In at number 1, we have Agent S. Agent S has to compete with 2 of the most popular characters in the entire game. That's Marshall and Filbert. As you guys will know, Marshall is insanely popular, and he really does overshadow pretty much all of the other squirrels. I had to put in Agent S as my top pick because I think she has a really great design, yet she's never talked about by anyone. I never ever see her on people's top villager lists or dreamy lists, and that confuses me. I would have thought she would have been a really popular character. She's a superhero squirrel, but she gets pretty much no love, and this is such a shame to me. I just think she's a really great character. She's been here for a long time. I believe she's been here since the very start. Yeah, because of certain other characters, she's definitely overshadowed. and I don't know, it just brings a bit of a tear to my eye. I can't lie to you guys, but I really do enjoy Agent S. She is a great character, and I'd be interested to know what you guys think the top underrated Animal Crossing villages are. You can leave a comment down below, and of course if you enjoyed this video you can leave a like as well to show your support. If you want to help support the channel, click the join button down below this video to become a member of the Bob's Gang. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I know there'll be some picks here you guys won't agree with, and that's totally fine. This was just my personal list for villages that I feel are quite underrated, undeservedly so. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed all the same. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next Animal Crossing video.